Hi guys, I'm Daniel with ASAFE Pool Code and Compliance Specialist and Engineer and Designer of our Ultra Glide self-closing door and child safety latch system. So I'm going to walk you over a couple of different lines of our product here and then go through a step-by-step installation of our system. So if you order our system, it's going to come in 2 boxes like this, all packaged up and secured. It's going to come, the closer itself is going to come in 3 colors, in a tan, black, and white. Handle set's going to come in a bag with all components. It's also going to include all needed hardware. So it's going to have your 1 3/4 inch and 3/4 inch number 8 screws to install all the components in the handle set, and that comes in black. What I'm going to do next is walk you guys through an entire installation of our system and show you why it's a great benefit to have for not only your loved ones and family for home and pool safety, but also energy efficiency. Thanks. So now I'm going to take you step by step on just a full installation of our system. I'm going to start with the child safety latch. Nice thing with the system is we sell them together, so child safety latch and closer, or separately. You can purchase just the child safety latch or the closer separately from each other, or for code purposes, get them together in conjunction for code. So first, I'm going to unbox the child safety latch and walk you through some of the components and parts. I'm going to unbox our handle set in its entirety. It's going to come just like this. Looks more intimidating than it is. You're going to have the 2 cover plates. This one will be your exterior one where you have the pocket milled out. You're going to grab your bar stock, put one of the supplied washers on, slide it into the slot. You're going to take your remaining washers and stick them on like so. This hook is going to go on to the rod here, and we're going to walk over to the door, and I'm going to show you how to double check and how you have to orientate that. So once you get to this point, you can take one of the handles in this hook and you're going to come over to your door. So you're going to come to the door. Depending upon how your door is orientated, whether it opens from this direction or the other, is going to dictate which way you orientate the housing and the hook. As you can see here, this door opens from the exterior left to right. You always want your holes to be closest to the door jamb. So for example, on a door like this, if it was the opposing way, it would be that direction, and you would take this and flip it to go the other way. So you're going to place that on there, and you can take your handle and you want to orientate it so it's at a 45 degree. Just slide it on so, like that. So once you have that handle on, you can take your supplied 5/64 Allen wrench and you're going to tighten down all of your 8/32 set screws on the handle. That locks it down into place on the rod. Next, you're going to take your internal clasp and you're going to orientate it opposing from that hook. Slide it right inside. Take the supplied torsion spring and slide it in there into the hook. Now as it sits, this exterior part is done and ready to be installed. So next we're going to go back to the door and I'll show you how to measure and start drilling. Next you're going to take, I always use this as kind of a buffer line. If you're doing this for code purposes, you want to make sure to measure from the inside, because a lot of times on the exterior you have a drop down, and code is 54 inches or higher. I usually use my shoulder, 6 feet tall. My shoulder's about 60 inches. If you want, you can also take a tape measure and measure exactly. But 54 is going to be your minimum threshold. So what you can do next is, I like to take a pencil that offsets you by a 1/4 inch, make a little line. On vinyl doors, you'll see like a trim line along here. This is an aluminum door, so it doesn't have it. But on that trim line, you kind of want to make sure on this housing, that's kind of going to be your do not pass go line. If you start to drill too close to that, that's where the glass starts to incorporate into the frame. So just a heads up on that. But once you have your line measured, get ready on that. Put that away. You can start with your 1/8 inch or number 29 jobber bit. You're going to want to step up in bits. The only tools you'll need will be a Phillips screwdriver. If you have an impact drill, that'll make life a little quicker and easier for you. And then a drill. And you want to gradually go up in your drill bits up to a 5/8 hole, which will be for the center hole for the rod, for the handle. But I'll walk you through those as well. So we have this in place. We're going to drill our pilot hole. Open the door. We're going to start drilling. Like I said, we're going to step up in bit style every time. Sharp bits or new bits go a long way, so I definitely recommend doing that. You can also just get simple stepper bit kit. Do that from the exterior and then come around. That's the hole on the interior. Going just a little bit bigger again. 5/8. You can take your original bit and just clean up the ends. And then next, I'm going to bring over the exterior handle set that we already put together and show you how to get that in place. So now we come back to the hole we drilled. We bring our exterior handle set section that we already put together. We're going to slide that through the hole. You can kind of play with it. You want to kind of play where you feel that it's basically centered in that hole. You get a little bit of free float. And you're going to come and just drill 2 little pilot holes above and below like so. And that can drill through. And you can come and take your supplied hardware. For the aluminum doors, they're pretty narrow. Not very thick, so we can use the 3/4 inch screws, the number 8 pan head screws. For longer doors like vinyl or the wood, we'll also be supplied with 1 3/4 inch number 8 pan head screws. I'll double check it, make sure the spring is free, no binding. We're good, and then we'll move to the inside and do the interior section of the handle. So now we're going to take the interior section of the handle, and again, I'm going to orientate it holes closest to the door frame. I'm going to put this guy right over the rod like so. Free float. Drill your pilot holes. Come in with your supplied hardware. We're going to take the other handle. We're going to put it on the rod like so. Put it into place. Double check again for any binding. We're good there. Sometimes if you do get any binding, you can loosen these and play with, sometimes during install, if one is shifted or something, you can bind on the rod, or you can kind of play with the rod with the handles. So you're going to take your supplied Allen set. Tighten down, and then we'll go back to the exterior and I'll show you how to put the catch on for the child safety latch to catch onto. Next I'm going to show you how to install the catch for for the child safety latch hook to actually catch on to. For that guy, you're going to come over and line it up. Just make a little mark with your drill bit. Open the door. Drill your hole. Now, you may or may not have some leftover washers. We always supply with some extras because depending upon the door and the frame, some of them are recessed. So some of them reach the catch hook completely with it being flush, and others need to be bumped or spaced out, which is why we supply a couple extra of the washers. Keep in mind, some of the door frames, so if they don't have this recession here and they have a panel in place or they're flat, such as multi-panel doors, or there are some standard doors where one panel moves, one panel's fixed, like this door, where they're flat, you're basically going to rotate the orientation. So the exterior part of the handle set is going to actually be flip-flopped and be put on the inside, because the catch has to be mounted on the inside where it has space for the catch to go, because otherwise this hook would hit the flat panel and bind up. So keep that in mind. Next, you're going to take your 1 3/4 inch supplied number 8 pan head screws. And check height. Double check that you're falling into place and then it's catching, and it is. And once you have that double check, you can drill your second hole. And if you need to play with this, as you can see, it's slotted, so you can loosen the screw slightly and adjust this up and down depending upon where you need to for the hook to catch. But the door will shut, and the child safety latch will catch and hook in place. Next, we'll go inside and I'll show you how to do the closer section and bring it all together in one package. So next, we're going to install the closer. So on the closer, it's going to come mounted with the L bracket for mounting. You're going to come here and take that off. Table or ladder, whatever you have with you. It's going to come shipped with the 1 3/4 number 8 pan head screw installed on the eyelet. So what you're going to want to do is get your ladder or step stool, come to the back side of the door, put the L bracket on, bring this up on the door and seat it. If you look in the back corner of the door, you want it to be level with the top of the door. Just drop it down just a smidge and you can make a mark on the door. Next, you'll take the self-tapping screw that's supplied with the L bracket and come up under your mark. And mount your L bracket. Next, you're going to come to the front of the door and open it. Now this, a couple of tips and tricks. As you can tell, this door kind of bounces a little there. The track is kind of worn and roller coastery. So there's some things to look out for on your door that you may or may not want to get addressed before installing one of these systems, whether it be for code compliance or just in general. But a lot of the mistake people make is using WD-40 on your track. You don't want to do that. It's going to take every bit of hair and dirt. Just seize it to the rollers. Just use a silicone-based lubricant and you'll be good to go. And then if you rub your finger on your door track, if you feel it and it's kind of like a roller coaster, it's probably time for a slip cover or a new track and rollers for sure. So, but we'll move on to the rest of the closer installation. So depending upon how the door is moving, you can kind of judge where you want to drill your hole. With the door open, the further back you bring this hole to mount the closer, the less speed it will generate, and the further you bring it towards the front of the door, the more it'll preload the springs, increasing the speed of the closer. So depending upon your door, you can kind of play with that and judge your speed. On this one here, I have a pre-drilled pilot hole. You take your bit and drill your pilot hole and then screw right in. You're going to grab the closer, get the cable up over the top front edge of the door, and then you're going to put it right over the top back edge. You want to make sure the cable is on the idler bearing wheel and not off to the side of it. Make sure it's centered on that idler bearing wheel. Next, you're going to take your supplied machine screw, screw that in. Double check your door. And now this door is completely code compliant. So if you go to open it without engaging the child safety latch, it's spring loaded. As soon as you're off the door frame, you can let go and disregard it, and the closer self-serve. So that's a walkthrough of our entire installation of our child safety latch and self-closing device. Like I said, we have the closers in the 3 different colorways: the tan, white, and black. Handle set comes in black only. Everything is a 6061 machine aluminum, nothing but top quality materials and products coming from us. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out to us. Like I said too, you can buy these as a full kit or separately from each other if you're looking for just one or the other. The closer's a great addition to any home, say if you already have a fence or anything like that, but your kids or husband or anyone in the house doesn't know how to shut a door behind them, especially in the Southwest where it's a nice balmy 110 in the summer. It's a great energy efficiency saver. It shuts the door behind you. For any questions or to reach out to us on any more information on our products and services, feel free to give us a call at 480-769-0063 or online. We'll have a submission contact form at asafepool.com.